We continue to follow breaking news at 5 o'clock. The Douglas County Sheriff's Office says a quick-moving landspout caused major damage to several businesses in Franktown, just east of Castle Rock. Sky 9 got an aerial view of that damage. Just in a shopping area there, you can see the roof paneling tore off, debris scattered on the ground. Douglas County says deputies say that no one was hurt, but they are asking people just to avoid that area as they're cleaning up and assessing the damage. We have a crew headed to the scene. We'll continue to update you as more information is released.
And let's take a look here. This is the landspout that caused all that damage that you just saw. The Douglas County Sheriff's Office shared this witness video with us. You can see the landspout picking up dirt, wood, debris, hurling it through the air as cars drive by.
Wow. Let's get right to our impact weather meteorologist, Jaden Knowles. And Jaden, what are you hearing about this landspout as it made its way through? We often think of tornadoes, but landspouts are pretty powerful.
Landspouts are pretty powerful as well. You know, not as powerful as your traditional supercell tornado, but, you know, in Colorado, especially near Franktown, that's where they typically start at the beginning of a storm's life cycle. And that's exactly what we saw. It was on the ground for only 90 seconds, but you can see the damage that it did do in Franktown. So far, though, live radar, there's a couple of severe thunderstorms, mainly towards the east. That's continuing to track towards the southeast. And for the reason for the severe thunderstorms is due to the gusty winds. Here's the velocity track here, getting ready to move into parts of Lyman, just towards the southwest of Agate there. Wind speeds and wind gusts up close to 60 miles per hour, and quarter-sized hail is what we're tracking. Here in the metro area, not a lot of rain, but overall we are watching these outflow boundaries. Could see a couple of stray showers or two over the next couple of hours, but luckily nothing severe here in the metro area. Of course, we're going to continue tracking these storms, especially as they move towards the southeast. And of course, I'm going to tell you what to expect for this evening, not only this evening, but for the next couple of days. All of that in my full forecast.
Commerce City Police are investigating a deadly crash involving an airport shuttle and a truck from over the weekend.
Yeah, investigators are looking into several factors, including the truck's speed. 9 News' Aaron Adelson shows us how one family will be forever changed because of this crash.
An interview wasn't on the agenda for Ian Hughes' Colorado visit.
We would have been in a rental car and Grandpa would have been driving us around.
They planned to visit where his Grandpa John grew up. Instead, his dad and younger brother are in the hospital, and Ian spent the day talking with police and a funeral home.
It's heartbreaking and traumatizing.
Ian landed with his 3 relatives Saturday night. They were in a shuttle to get a rental car, riding on Tower Road, turning left on 81st when the shuttle and a pickup truck crashed.
Calm, peaceful conversation and a ride to the rental car lot to mayhem. Glass was breaking, people were screaming.
Commerce City Police continued to investigate why the crash occurred. Ian's family was 4 of the 11 total people police say were involved. Ian's brother's already had 1 surgery on his legs and will need a second. The force of the crash threw Ian's dad out of the shuttle.
There's a lot of trauma going on. He's not quite sure where he is.
Ian walked away with cuts and bruises, but then there's his grandpa. Ian went to start CPR, but realized it wouldn't help.
I don't think he felt much pain through the accident. And as unfortunate as all it is, I know that he would be here, in shambles if it were any one of us.
For Ian, talking about it helps, but he also can't help but think about the crash when he thinks about Colorado.
There's always going to be that dark cloud, anytime that we come here.
In Commerce City, Aaron Adelson, 9 News.
Over the last year on Tower Road, Commerce City Police say they have responded to 1 other fatal crash. That was in December. In total, they have responded to 75 crashes on Tower Road since last July.
The driver of a semi-truck is recovering after a crash with an Amtrak train earlier today. The Gilpin County Sheriff's Office says the collision happened about 15 minutes from Nederland. Sky 9 video shows the scene near South Beaver Creek Road and Pactolus Lake Road. I hope I'm saying that correctly, just before noon. The Sheriff's Office says a Flight for Life helicopter took the driver of the semi to the hospital. He's expected to survive. As for the train involved, there were 368 people on board, 10 of whom were crew members. They are all okay. Amtrak says the train was headed from Chicago to San Francisco and was able to continue its route. The Gilpin Sheriff's Office said it cited the semi-driver for not stopping at a railroad crossing.
We're keeping track of several wildfires burning across the state. The first is the airport fire that briefly evacuated the town of Laviers yesterday afternoon. The town is about 20 miles south of Denver along Highway 85 between the communities of Sterling Ranch and Sedalia. At one point, 39 homes in Laviers had to evacuate due to the flames. Those orders lifted about 7:30 last night. Today, Douglas County officials say the fire had burned about 130 acres. It's 90% contained. It sparked near the train tracks, and officials did say a train had passed through that area. The official cause, though, is still under investigation. Today, the Douglas County Sheriff's Office said a quick aerial attack helped keep that airport fire from being much worse. Dougco is one of Colorado's 64 counties that has a contracted helicopter on standby.
I'm incredibly proud of Douglas County and again the Helitac team for arriving within 10 minutes on the scene. The sheriff said it accurately that this could have been catastrophic and decimate people, pets, property, and structures for years to come.
Tonight on Next, our Angeline McCall digs deeper into Dougco's aerial response and why the state's firefighting helicopter wasn't an option.
Another fire we're watching is the South Rim fire burning in Black Canyon of the Gunnison National Park near Montrose. Fire officials say strong winds pushed the fire overnight to 3,600 acres. That's more than 5.5 square miles. The park is closed and everyone in the area has been evacuated as the fire burns uncontained this evening. Officials say the park will remain closed until further notice. The Sow Belly fire is also burning uncontained. Investigators believe lightning started this fire in Mesa County last Thursday. It has since spread to both Delta and Montrose counties. Officials say it's burned nearly 2,300 acres, or 3.5 square miles. Crews are working to contain the fire along the rim of the Escalante Canyon.
Lastly, there are a pair of wildfires burning near the town of Gateway in Mesa County. This is right at the Colorado-Utah state line. The Turner Gulch and Wright Draw fires forced evacuations for people near Gateway. At last check, Mesa County officials say the fires have grown to nearly 1,500 acres with no containment. INCIWEB reports that these fires were also started by lightning. We'll continue to follow updates on these fires as well and keep you posted on 9news.com.
Well, CDOT wants drivers in Boulder County to slow down without having to pull them over.
So they've installed 6 speed cameras along Highway 119, hoping to slow drivers down in work zones. Here's the way it works. A car has to pass 2 cameras at least a quarter mile apart to clock the speed. And if it's more than 10 miles over the limit, the cameras automatically issue a warning. CDOT says the goal isn't to hand out tickets, but to slow drivers down and protect the people working alongside the road.
We chose this corridor for the first speed enforcement cameras because of its high-speed conditions, tight multimodal integration, and strong local support for safer highways. Our construction crews are out in the field every day working on these critical safety and mobility improvements, and speeding drivers put their lives and the lives of all other roadway users at risk.
Signs are already up on Highway 119, and drivers will start seeing warnings now, with penalties coming this fall.
Colorado has joined in on a new lawsuit aiming to get billions of dollars worth of education funding being withheld by the Trump administration. 24 states in total are a part of the lawsuit to get nearly $7 billion worth of frozen funds that had already been approved for K-12 schools around the country. Colorado is fighting more than $80 million of that pie. State officials say that money is supposed to go towards funding summer school and after-school programs. It's also expected to impact planning for the upcoming school year. The Trump administration's efforts to downsize the government is moving forward. The Supreme Court allowing the Trump administration to make more cuts at the Education Department. The justices who voted along ideological lines reversed a decision from a federal judge who previously blocked the planned mass layoffs.